I don't know if a couple of them little measly fish are worth all these old mosquito bites. I got that one that ain't gonna bite no more.
Don't fret a few bites. You know fish always taste a little better if it ain't come by quite legal.
What the hell's that out there?
What the hell was what? I didn't see nothing.
I saw something disappearing into the darkness over there.
You guys are seeing things. Probably some old gator on the prowl. Come on, let's get going. Those catfish love this light at night. We ought to catch us a big mess of them before that nosy swamp ranger comes moseying around here. Let's go.
Holy mackerel, what is this? Who is it? How'd he get here? Gators, huh? I told you I saw something in that swamp.
Oh, look at that leg.
Oh, that's more than likely his.
Oh, man, cottonmouths. This guy ain't got long to go. We gotta get help. Just stay quiet, mister. We're gonna get help. Hank, you go for help. Jesse can stay here with me.
Yeah. Right. It's a girl in the swamp.
Hey, what'd he say?
Oh, he's out of his head. Some nonsense about that girl is supposed to live in the swamp.
It ain't no nonsense. I've heard stories like that before.
Get going, you fool. Either he gets help or he's dead.
Have you heard the song the home folks sing who live near Waycross town? A will-o'-the-wisp lives in the swamp where people die and drown. A girl, they say, with flaxen hair, with skin like golden cream. She floats above the slips and sloughs in the midst of a swamp man's dream. Swamp girl, ghost girl, haunts the night. In the swamp fire gleam, in the cypress stream, in the secret glow of a moonshine whiskey still. Are you made of shadows, sun, and smoke? Is your song the summer wind? Do you only live in the burning minds of some dying swamp mad men? Or can it be you really live, that the stories told are true? Out in that dark and mysterious swamp, there's an angel such as you. Swamp girl, run away. But you'll not stay, there will come a day when your heart will say it's time to go, when your heart will tell you so.
Dan, just out of curiosity, what was you and Hank doing wandering around out here at that hour last night?
Well, nothing, Ben. Heck, me and Hank had just been drinking a little beer over to Stokely's, and we was out getting a breath of fresh air before calling it a night.
Yeah. There's more than probably with old Harry out in the swamps, out there poaching or doing some moonshining. He's the one who stepped in the trap and got snake bit. That figures why they didn't want to bring him in themselves, don't it?
Now, wait a minute, Waters. You ain't got no right to talk like that. Me and Hank might not be above catching a few fish by lamplight, but we ain't about to let a man that's been snake bit lay around and die just to save a $10 fine.
That's right, Sheriff. Hell, that could have been any one of us out there.
Yeah, and somebody said that man was from down below Folkestone. I don't know nobody down that way.
Well, don't let your conscience bother you none, boys. I checked down at Stokely's all right last night, and you were there, playing pool and drinking a little beer till about a half hour before you decided to do a little night fishing on the side. Now we got a little more light on the subject, Hank. Tell me. You say when y'all pulled up here to the dock last night that somebody was pulling away as you pulled up, and you saw him, but Dent didn't see it. Is that right?
Well, Dent went to the truck to get some gear, and by the time, to get some beer, and the time he come back, we just gonna sit around and listened to the air, and they'd already gone.
Yeah, and from where we was standing, we didn't see that poor devil who was right on top of it.
You say he was mumbling something about a girl out in the swamp?
That's right, Sheriff. Hell, a lot of people seen a girl in there, and that's what they call her, swamp girl.
Swamp girl. From some of the things you guys cook up out in them swamps, it's a wonder you don't see something besides the swamp girl.
It ain't funny, Waters. You've allowed us how we might have had something to do with that death, accusing innocent men when there's somebody in that swamp maybe killing anybody that gets too close to knowing too much.
That's right. I think we ought to get together and go back in there and find out what's going on.
That's for sure. A bunch of us boys ought to get us a bunch of boats together and go over that swamp inch by inch and find out who's doing the killing.
Well, Denton, now that you've appointed yourself a sheriff, what are you going to do, hold a trial right here in the swamp?
Well, I just might do that.
Now hold it, everybody. This place was set aside here to preserve life and not to take it. If there's any manhunting going on in there, I'm doing it. I'm betting that if there is somebody in there and they're helping these poor devils out when they get trapped in that swamp, well, they're doing it out of kindness. They don't feel like getting mixed up and answering a lot of food questions.
Well, I still want to know what's going on in there. A man did die here last night, you know.
Ben, you know I know the swamps as well as anybody. And if there was somebody paddled up here last night, which is likely that they did, it's unlikely that they lived here in the swamp. May have been a moonshiner or a poacher trying to do a good deed, keep from getting involved. Now I'll get my airboat, go back in there and look for them, and cover a lot of territory with it. If there's anybody in there, I'm going to find them. And I'll bet you anything it won't be no swamp girl.
That's about the most sensible thing that I've heard all day, Jim. But you be careful out there, though. Old Boggy's a mighty big hunk of real estate, and we don't have to come in there looking for you. Now, why don't you all go on about your business, and we'll let you know if anything happens. Come on, Jim. I'll give you a hand with your boat.
You know, I don't care what the sheriff or that smart-aleck ranger says.
Only.
There's something mighty fishy going on in there. And if Waters don't find out what it is, there's some others of us just might could.
Right.
Come on.
But, Jim, you know as well as I do that Dent Cole, he's nothing but 90% hot air, and all he's doing is just talking up to the crowd.
90% hot air. I know that, and I also know that all of his friends are 90% hot air. Now, you take all the 90% hot air and take the 10% brains that they've got. Now, you add it together, what do you got?
You got trouble.
Nothing but trouble. That's what starts trouble. But we've worked hard down in Okefenokee, trying to make it a safe place for wildlife, all the plants, and everything else that lives here. Even a safe place for sane people to come and visit. We can't be worried about a bunch of characters coming down here and trying to play cops and robbers.
Now, Jim, you know that I ain't gonna let that happen. Now, I'll have my men keeping extra out for a few days till this thing kind of blows over. We got some law here. I'm it.
I know you are. I'm proud of you. I'm for you. I agree with you. But you see, anything's got anything to do with the swamp. It involves me. Okay?
Take it easy, Swamp Rat. Call me when you get back, you hear?
You can't even see some old poacher's trap right in the middle of the trail. Throw all their damn traps in the water. They wouldn't keep coming back to look for them.
Well, I'll be darned. There is a swamp girl.
Let me go.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to hurt you. Wait a minute. Calm down.
Let me go.
I want to thank you for helping me.
Now leave me be.
I will, if you promise not to run away.
I'm promising you nothing. Not even to get you out if you get caught again.
Wait a minute. I come in here as a friend, and right now you need one.
I got all the friends I need. And that's my dad. And if he catches you, he ain't gonna be half as kind-hearted.
Okay, I'll let you go, but listen to what I've got to say.
You couldn't come in here to tell me nothing, because nobody knows that me and Paul live in here.
That's what you think. Now, the people around the dock think that you and your daddy killed that man you brought in last night.
That ain't true. He stepped in a trap, and he was floundering around trying to get back to his boat when the moccasins got him. Poor man. I knew it was too late.
Look, I'll make a deal with you. My leg ain't busted. I don't think it is. If you don't want to listen to what I've got to say, you can run off. But sit over there out of my reach. I want to talk.
Well, I don't know about that.
You ain't got nothing to lose. I couldn't catch you if I tried. Probably won't even be able to get back to the boat.
Well, okay, but nothing fancy. You hear me?
All right. If I hadn't had these boots on, I don't know where that. I wish I'd catch this son of guns and set them traps. You know, getting caught in a bear trap sure makes a fella hungry.
You mean to tell me that all them traps is illegal? And that the men that put them there could go to jail if they get caught?
Sure could. You see, honey, this whole Okefenokee swamp is a park refuge. And all the wildlife, plants, trees, everything's protected.
You ain't gonna arrest me for catching this little old duck, are you? I mean, me and Pa, we only kill what we have to for food. We never figured that was breaking any law.
No, I ain't gonna arrest you. What'd you say your name was again?
My name's Janeen.
Janeen? That's a pretty name. I don't believe I've ever heard that before.
I asked you if you was gonna arrest me.
No. I'm only going to arrest the people that comes in here and tries to destroy the wildlife. Kill birds just to get a feather to put in their hat. Or, like shooting alligator just to get them some boots made out of them, or a purse. Anything like that.
Every trap I find from now on, I'm gonna throw the deepest, darkest part of that swamp. I always thought before I was messing with private property, getting lots of trouble for doing that.
Is that a fact? Well, since I'm a swamp ranger, I'll give you my permission. Matter of fact, I'd like to have somebody like you as a deputy.
Deputy? What's that word mean?
Well, in law enforcement, it means like an assistant or a helper. You still have the authority to arrest somebody, too. Which brings me around to the point I wanted to discuss with you.
What's that?
Well, I guess it'd be hard to explain to you, honey, since you haven't been outside the swamp. But it's a rough world out there. Wicked. And, it's good if you know somebody on the outside.
Why? The world leaves me and Pa alone. We'll leave it alone. Sounds fair enough to me.
Well, that's the trouble. The world won't leave you alone. It's gotten pretty complicated. That's the trouble of it. For an example, honey, there's people on the outside right now that thinks you and your pa's killers. And they'll be in here looking for you. Now, if you want to leave the swamp, you can. If you don't want to, that's your own business. But if you do go out, you need somebody on your side.
Me and Pa's too happy the way things are now.
Well, I'm not trying to force you, but, well, you talk it over to your pa. And you tell him what was said. See what he has to say, and I'll be back again tomorrow.
You think you can even find me again?
You ain't the only swamp rat in here. Found you this time, didn't I?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have if that poor old man hadn't torn his shirt trying to get away from them snakes. Or if I'd seen it before you had, you'd just gone sailing right on by.
Well, maybe so, but I can find it again. I'll be back tomorrow.
Well, I'll talk to Pa and see what he says about it.
Okay. Have it your way, but I'll still be back tomorrow. Well, thanks for the dinner.
Who else?
Don't know, Pa, but from what I hear, pretty soon we ain't always gonna know for sure.
What you mean by that, honey? From what you hear?
Well, Pa, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a long talk with the man today, and I promised him I'd tell you about it.
Honey, I thought we promised years ago we weren't gonna talk to nobody, because all they wanted to do was to make trouble for us.
I know, Pa. Well, after that poor man yesterday got so snake bit, Pa, that man died. He died. And that fella today said that the people outside this here swamp think that you and me's been doing the killing. That they might come in here after us and... Well, just talk, that's all.
What else you do, honey?
Well, nothing much, really. I mean, I cooked us a duck, and mostly we just sat around and talked.
Talked? About what?
Well, this man, his name is Waters, Jimmy Waters. He's what he called a swamp ranger. Pa, did you know that this whole park is a refuge? It ain't legal to kill nothing, or even to chop down the trees. And you know what else, Pa? Every one of them traps out there, ain't supposed to be there. They're illegal. We can take them all and throw them in the deepest part of the water if we wanted to. Jimmy even said he'd make me a deputy.
Is that all he come out here to the swamp for, was to make you a deputy?
No, Pa. It's just one of the things we talked about. I told you. He told me that the people outside the swamp think that you and me has been doing all that killing. And he was talking about how people like you and me can't live no more, pretending there ain't nobody else around, and how someday we might have to leave here and go someplace else. We might need a friend on the outside. Pa, he wants to be our friend. He wants to meet me here tomorrow and talk on it some more, and, well, I told him I'd ask you about it. Pa, can he be our friend?
Well, Janeen, I've been seeing this coming for a long time. I just didn't know how to get started telling you. I guess I was waiting for something. Waiting for something to force it.
Force what?
Well, in the first place, you gotta stop calling me Pa.
Why? You're my pa, ain't you?
Honey, I love you like your pa. I raised you like your pa. And I loved you like your ma, too. But you see, honey, it ain't the same thing. You can't call me Pa. You see, black folks don't have white babies, no more than white folks can have black babies.
Well, if you ain't my pa, then who is? I mean, why ain't I never seen him before, and how come I call you Pa?
Well, get yourself set, baby. Because we're going to go all the way back to the beginning. And when I'm finished, you just ain't going to be the same little girl no more. Now, don't call me Pa. Call me Nat, or Nathaniel if you want to get fancy, or you're mad at me. Nat. Nathaniel. That's what old Doc named me years ago before you were born. You see, this house was always kind of a home for fugitives. And old Doc, he fixed it up. Oh, he was a pretty good doctor. But he had kind of a weakness for whiskey. And then when folks come not to trust him too much, he started getting less worried about the kind of operations he did.
I don't understand, Pa. Nat.
You see, that's why it's so hard. I mean, it's just too much to tell you all at once. So just let me tell you about you and me, and then we'll fill in all the rest of the stuff later, okay?
Yeah, sure, but...
Now, old Doc, he found me years ago when I was a kid. in the swamp, half dead from snake bite. And then he brought me here, to his hospital, as he called it. And I helped him out around the place. So, little girls that was in trouble, that was gonna have babies, that wasn't married, well, they came to old Doc, and he do the operations on them.
Is that how I come to live in the swamp?
Well, you was sort of different. When Doc did those operations, there really wasn't no baby yet. Now, honey, don't go getting yourself in particular, or I won't get this story told. Sometimes ladies would come that was too near having their babies to get the operation. And that's where your mom was. So they pay old Doc to let them stay here until the baby comes. And then they go away.
What about the babies? Didn't the mamas take them with them?
Well, some did and some didn't. Doc never did much care, except for the boys. He always made the mothers take the boys, so they could take care of themselves. It was the bastard girls he wanted.
But how could a mama just go off and leave a baby like that? Even the animals in the swamp take care of their young'uns.
That's true, dear. But some mothers are just that mean.
Mine was one of them.
I'm afraid so, darling. But now listen, you gotta just let me get this story told so it gets told complete. Then we'll go back when it's time and fill in all the little holes.
Okay, but what did the doc do with the children whose mamas left the swamp? Why was I the only one that growed up here in the swamp?
Honey, that ain't easy to say. But he sold them.
Sold them?
Yeah.
You mean, like you used to tell me about your granddaddy? He sold them like slaves?
I'm afraid so.
But you told me yourself. That ain't right. There ain't no more slavery.
Well, honey, I wish that were true, but it ain't. The truth is, there's still some places in this world where a little girl is worth a lot of money, especially a little white girl. And the doc, he had a lot of contacts down at the harbor, where the ships would come in from all over the world to buy lumber from the swamps. And he had a lot of friends that paid him a lot of money for nice little girls. And then they would sell them back for even more money. But there was no trees, and there wasn't no little white girls.
If that's true, how come I didn't get sold too, along with the rest of them?
Well, honey, that gets us to the part about why you and me is living alone here in this swamp. See, you was always a special kind of girl. And you was always my favorite. And Doc took a liking to you, too. You had a way about you, a kindness with animals, a way of smiling. I knowed everything Doc was doing was wrong, but I had no other home, no place to go as far as I knew. And Doc led me to believe that the police were still looking for me for stealing a pair of jeans when I was a little boy. Well, anyhow, I guess I always looked the other way when Doc did something I knew was wrong. But with you, it was different. I begged and I pleaded that he wouldn't sell you away. But old Doc, he was greedy. He was always hoarding away the money it took him and asking for more. He knows someday he'd get caught and he wanted money to buy off the police or the judge or the jury or to run away. But he wanted money. One day he gave me some money to sneak out of the swamp and go to Lake Turner's. I ain't never told you about Lake Turner. He's one of the ones on the outside that wouldn't be your friend. He got a snake farm on the edge of the swamp. Mean as any snake you ever want to find around here. Lake Turner. He's one of the ones on the outside that brings in the girls and other stuff we needed. And he still does. Costs a lot more than any storage charge. But he don't ask no questions. I seen Doc drunk often enough, but there was something funny about the way he acted that set me thinking. So much so that I figured I'd sneak back just in case what I was thinking turned out to be true.
Well, I changed my mind. Now, this little lady's worth more than that. I want twice the normal amount.
You're drunk, Doc. I got your normal amount right here. So we'll take the girl.
That's right, Doc. You sent word you had one? We're here to collect her.
That's right. But I done changed my mind about the price. I know what you're gonna get for her from one of them Arab sheiks. Yeah, thousands. She's young, strong, mighty pretty. No, I'll take 1,000 for her, but it's no deal. $1,000 or no deal? All right, Doc, no deal. Take the girl. All right. No! All right, come on. Let's get going.
Wait a minute, what's your hurry? No, Doc's got a lot of money stashed around here. Why don't we see if we can find it?
Now, because, stupid, that may be stomping around out there, and he just may find a shotgun. And he just may blow you and I to hell. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you're probably right. Afraid to leave all that dough behind.
Well, come on, will you?
Thought you were gonna die. But I did what I seen Doc do. I cut open the bite, and I tried to suck out the poison. But most I let you lay there and try to fight the poison yourself. Oh, you was a stubborn little devil. And you just wouldn't give up. You had a fever that would kill a horse. But slowly you come around. But when you got better, well, it was funny. Like the fever done something to your brain. You didn't remember nothing about Doc or the two men. So, I figured it was better that I left it way. Sort of the way nature intended it. But see, I always knew there was gonna come a time when I'd have to tell you.
Pa, Nat, oh, so mixed up. What am I gonna do? I mean, should I go see Mr. Waters tomorrow? I kind of have to now. Knows we're here.
Well, darling, that's a tough one. The first thing I was going to say was no, don't go. Even if it meant leaving here and living somewhere else in the swamp. But then I got to thinking, if something should happen to me, you're going to need a friend on the outside. And this here ranger you've been talking about, he sounds like a pretty good man.
Think I ought to go then?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, Jim, if there was anybody else but you telling me this, I wouldn't believe it. You mean you found a girl out there in that swamp? A swamp girl?
I really did.
So you got yourself a cute little girlfriend now, and ain't nobody gonna take her away from you, huh?
No, listen, Cutler. I'm serious. And you know as well as I do that it's illegal to live in the Okefenokee. Because it's a wildlife refuge. If somebody find out you're in there, they're going to come in and move you out. And if they move her out, then we really have got a problem. She ain't never been on the outside. She knows all there is to know about cottonmouths, gators, everything else, I guess, in swamps.
but she don't know anything about the outside. Well, she's liable to get knocked down by the first car it passes.
Yeah, or knocked up by the first boy it comes by.
Listen, I'm serious. We've got a problem.
Now, hold it, Jim. You know I was just joshing you and trying to get you riled up. It's fun to get you all riled up. And besides, I know we got a problem, but look at the bright side of it. The mystery's all cleared up and there ain't no murderer here in the swamp. It's just some folks out there that like to be left alone. Now, if you should see her tomorrow, maybe you can talk her pa into coming in with her, and you and me will give them a hand and try to help them get settled. We might get her a little schooling. Things could just work out fine.
Well, I darn sure hope so.
That's my ring. Be right back. Sheriff Cutler here, over.
Damn it, we're out of gas.
Uh-oh.
See what I tell you? We should have hit that little store back there so we had some gas. But no, not you, smarty pants. Now we don't even have enough to make it across the line. Well, that damn cop looking for us.
Not us, honey. You. You're the brain that wouldn't kill that prison guard back there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something to bust out of a prison camp, but killing a guard doing it. Man, you're something else. Who the hell do you think we are, Bonnie and Clyde? All right, we're both in it together. Now what the hell do you want to do?
We'll put as much distance between us and this car as possible. Because if they find it, they're going to know we've been here. Which way is the Florida state line?
That way, through the swamp.
Then that's the way we're going to go. Let's get it on.
You're crazy. You gotta be crazy. That's the Okefenokee swamp in there. But they got everything in there. They got alligators, they got snakes. There's not 1 square foot of solid ground in there. We could drown in that damn place.
Good place to hide. Now, I know there's people going in there and coming out alive. Ain't you read about the moonshiners and poachers? Let's walk alongside the swamp. I know there's a boat hidden there somewhere. There's gotta be. We might even find us a still.
That's the best thing you said all day long.
Come on, it's getting dark and some nosy cop might recognize that car. Come on!
Where'd he go? Here, follow me. All right, honey. You ask for it. I told you there wasn't 1 square foot of solid ground around here, but you won't listen to me, will you? Well, come on. You want to go this way? Stay with me. what's over here. No, honey, we ain't gonna make no loop. Come on, we ain't gonna make it this way. Come on, baby. Honey, we're gonna have to stop here for the night. All we're doing is going around in circles. Best thing we're gonna do is fall in the pothole and get drowned.
I hate to agree with you, but I guess you're right.
There's some high ground up there. Come on.
Steve?
What?
I'm scared silly.
You'd be a damn fool if you wasn't, honey.
think I ought to go, Conrad. I mean, you still haven't found the cabin yet.
I think so. Seeing as how he's almost found out where we is.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Seems like everything's just happened to you all at once.
Well, I guess that's my fault. I should have been getting you ready for this a long time ago.
Well, guess it don't make no real difference now.
Holy mackerel, there's a house here right in the middle of the swamp.
Shh, might be somebody around. Take a look inside. Maybe there's some food to eat.
Yeah, well, don't you go using that thing, because you only got one shell left.
I know. Come on, let's get going.
Suppose somebody else comes around here. We ain't got any more shells left, baby.
We'll use this.
Oh, why don't you go cut yourself a potato?
Dad!
Yes, I'll play you. Break out, too.
Why did you do this?
Okay, little girl. You must know your way out of this godforsaken swamp, and you're going to take us out of here. I don't mean to no big town either. I mean to some quiet road on the way to Florida. I could steal me a car. You hear?
You killed Nat. The only friend I ever had.
I killed an old nigger that got in my way. Damn it, I'll kill you too if I have to. Now take us out of here.
All right. I'll take you out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. This whole place is giving me the creeps.
Hey, not that way. We came in over there.
You come in over there, you've been walking in circles.
All right, let's go.
Janeen, there's no need to hide. I'm all by myself. Come on out. Well, I guess Cutler's got a laugh on me now.
I'm sorry, ma'am. The sheriff's out in the swamp. You'll just have to wait till he gets back.
Well, I'm not satisfied with that. Come on, Gip, we'll go to the swamp and find our baby ourselves.
Right,
Come on.
Don't
Pardon me. Excuse me for butting in, folks, but I understand your concern, and I just wanted to let you know that there's a lot of folks around here don't think much of that sheriff or that smart-aleck deputy neither.
Well, we appreciate your interest, Mr.
Cole, ma'am. Denton Cole.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Ella Martin, and this is my husband, Gifford.
Most people just call me Giff.
Pleased to meet you. They all call me Dent.
How do you do?
What I wanted to say is that going into that swamp can be dangerous if you don't know your way or have good boats. Now, me and my friends, Hank and Jesse here, well, we're regular swamp rats. Know the Okefenokee as well as any man. More than likely better. Now, if you happen to be looking for some guides, why...
Well, I'll tell you now, that sounds interesting enough. How much for guiding around here?
Well, you know, everything's gone up a sight. A lot of folks around here ain't never been so hard put to make do. It'd be me and the boys, mighty experienced, and of course the boat, a right good boat. Then there's a problem of the law. Sheriff Cutler ain't gonna take too kindly to us messing in his business. I expect we'd have to...
I'll give you $500, Mr. Cole, if you find my baby before anybody else does. And we'll give you $500 more if you can happen to get her to Florida.
That's right.
Mr. Martin, Giff, you just made yourself a deal. Come on, boys, let's get ready to go.
Okay. Now, you wait for me at the hotel, honey. I'll be in touch the minute we find her. Don't you worry now.
All right.
Howdy, Ben. Now, don't you start needling me, because I ain't in no mood for it. She didn't show.
Don't worry, Jim, I won't, because we got a much bigger problem than that now. I just hope it is not tied into Janeen not showing up out there in the swamp.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, you remember when I got the call last evening? It seems that there was a prison break down at the woman's farm there in Weedville. Some bohunk got in there and tried to bust his girlfriend out, and we guess that she shot and killed a guard with his shotgun.
Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, and they stole a car and came down this way. We found the car down below Waycross, and it was out of gas, and the best that we can figure, they got to be out here somewhere in the swamp.
I wonder if that had anything to do with Janeen not showing up.
We don't know, Jim, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to feel a lot better when we get that pair under lock and key where they belong.
Darn, I hope she ain't got nothing to do with it.
Just a minute, there's a call. Be right with you. Hello, Tom. This is Cutler. What is it, over?
That Martin guy just hired Cole along with Hank and Jesse to guide him into the swamp.
Well, what am I supposed to do about that? Hell, I could probably get him fined for guiding without a license, but I got too much on my mind right now.
I know, Ben. I just thought you'd like to know. Over.
I'm sorry, Tom. You're right. It's just that Cole, he's bad news no matter where he is. Anything else, over?
That's it. Over.
Okay, but you stay tuned to the Ranger's radio frequency, because we're going to be out there in his airboat cruising around. We might need to get back in touch with you. Over and out. Well, you word, so now you got me word. Let's go see what we can see.
What can I do for you?
Leif, we got a little proposition for you. This here's Mr. Martin. We think his little girl's lost in the swamp.
Come on, get up here. Get up with these bumps.
They're dragging me.
Claude ain't dragging you nowhere. Get up here. Give me that gun.
Grab the bushes. Pull yourself up with the bushes.
We've been walking for hours and don't look no different. I don't know funny stuff from me, you hear?
You walk through the swamp for days, it won't look no different. When you get out of it, it's gonna be times when we gotta wade and swim. It ain't gonna look no different.
I think she's right, Carol. I've been watching the sun. She's heading south toward Florida.
Real swamp rat, ain't you?
I've been around some, honey.
Knock it off, you two. Let's get moving.
Come on. Looks like you're gonna have to show me where she lives after all, huh?
Well, that's not the problem. I only know where I met her. I don't know where her house is.
Well, we still have a problem then, don't we? I guess we better do a little more looking, huh, Jim?
Stick with me, Hoss. I won't let you down.
Well, now, that just don't make much sense to me, Cole. I mean, you want me to tell you how to get to a house in the swamp, which I don't know where it is. And if you find this missing girl, you're gonna give me $20. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Leif. Mr. Martin, I got a little personal business here with Mr. Turner. Would you mind waiting for us in the truck? I think you might find it a little easier to talk if there wasn't no strangers around.
Sure, I understand.
Okay, now, Leif, I know you know where that house is, and if it's still there, that swamp girl lives in it. She'll be able to find them kids for us. I think you ought to tell us while you still can.
You crazy, Cole. I don't know nothing.
Now, you listen to me. 10 years ago, I give Thelma Lacey money to go over and see the doc. She told me who took her. You did. I never said nothing for obvious reasons. But I'm saying it now.
I don't know, Cole. That's a long time ago. I forget.
You know, buddy, I ain't got time to play games with you.
Doc, give me that rope over there. Go!
Okay, boys. Hoist him up there. Let go. Go! Let me out! Go! Okay, boys, lower him down till one or two things happens. He remembers, or he forgets everything.
Oh, come on. I'll tell you, just get me out of here, Cole.
What you tell us while you're down there? It seems to be helping your memory.
All right. You take Green's channel into the swamp. You get your box tin slide. You favor the right now, you hear? It's not 2 miles long. Look, it seems like you'd come to this little opening that's all covered over with solid land and cypress, but it ain't. About 2 miles, you come to this little tiny opening. It don't look like much, but it gets bigger, twisting and turning. About 500 yards, you see the house. I guess you will. I ain't been there in 10 years, not since Doc died, but it's there. Pull me out, Cole!
Okay, boys. Pull him up. Let's get out of here.
For God's sake, Cole! I'll get you, you son of a bitch. I swear I'll get you.
Yeah, that act don't get us for scaring him a little.
You're damn right I'm gonna get you.
Well, Lee, we can't have none of this. Never knowing who might sneak up behind us.
Wait here, Steve. Our lady friend needs a moment of privacy. Come on, let's go and no funny stuff.
Follow me.
I don't know, Ben. We can't be too sure it's the found Janeen. But they did have a good chance as anybody else.
That's right, and I'll tell you something else. They're really not after Janeen. But if those kids do find her out there, they're more than likely going to force her or her pa or maybe both of them to lead them out of this swamp.
You're right.
If that does happen, they're going to have to cross some water out there somewhere. I think our best bet is to just cruise around out here in the boat as quiet as possible and keep our eyes and ears open.
Yeah, because if they hear us coming, they're going to run and hide anyhow.
That's right. Let's go.
She's been here all right. She's a real sweetheart, that one is.
You don't know for sure she done it. Come on. You're getting paid good money to find her.
Well, they ain't likely they had a boat. We'd have seen them trying to get out as we come in. No sign of there being one here. They must be trying to cross that swamp on foot.
Damn fools if they think they can get out of that swamp.
Well, if they kill that old man in there, they ain't got nothing to lose. This way.
What's the matter, killer? Afraid of a little old swamp? You ain't so tough without your shotgun, are you? Come on now, run!
Scream. Oh, don't let the swamp noises fool you, Kip. A man can stand out here in the swamp and hear just about anything he wants to hear.
Don't tell me what I hear and I don't hear. I heard a girl scream. Come on, it was this way.
Swamp girl, Janeen.
Oh, yonder in the bush. Where'd she fell?
Hold it! Don't be a fool, Martin.
You and your flunkies come get me a hand. It ain't too late.
Dirty son of a... Hey, honey, you all right?
Oh,
you okay?
Jimmy, I'm so scared.
Don't be scared.
Jimmy, that girl, the gators killed her, and I just let them. I didn't do nothing to help. She killed my pa. She killed Nat. He was my only friend.
No, honey, you got a lot of friends. You'd be surprised the friends you have. Don't worry about it. Everything will be all right. You scared the hell out of me. I thought you was dead. You all right? You all right? You be all right. Come on, honey. This is Waters, Unit 4. You read me, Tom?
Roger, Jimmy. Loud and clear. Any luck?
Yeah, but mostly bad. You better have an ambulance and, what's her name? Mrs. Morton to meet us at the dock.
Roger. Anything else? Over.
No, that's all for now. But stay on the same frequency. Unit 4, clear.
Watch his head.
Oh, God, Jeff would speak to me. Please. Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Miss Martin. With these many bad fights, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry. Take him away.
Where's my baby? Where's Carol?
She's dead, too. Swamp girl there fed her to a big gator.
That ain't true. She stepped in a bear trap and fell in the water. I tell you!
I told her.
Don't you worry, Janeen. So everything's all right, honey. Janeen, it's all right.
What do he call you?
My name is Janeen.
How'd you come by that name? They told me you was a swamp rat with no folks and no kin and no name.
My friend Nat, the one Carol killed this morning, he gave it to me. He said my ma, before I was born, told him if it's a girl, call her Janeen. It was her ma's name.
Oh, my God. After all these years, after all the pain and the guilt, my own daughter comes back to kill my husband and my daughter.
I didn't kill him. The snakes got your husband. I wasn't even there. He was trying to kill me. Oh, I'm so mixed up.
You're all right, honey. Sure.
And even if you are my mother, why should I care about you? You left me in the swamp, knowing what old Doc did to those girl children.
Janeen, it's too much to hope you could ever forgive me, but please try and understand. Please try. Your father was in the service, and when he went overseas, I didn't know I was going to have a baby. And then your pa was killed. And, of course, when it began to show how I was, oh, my pa was furious. And he'd have killed me for shaming the family if my mother hadn't stopped him. And that's why I wanted the baby named for her. Of course, they threw me out, and I didn't have no place to go. Well, I heard of old Doc over in the swamp, and I'd been working, and I saved a little. And you was almost here by then. So I went to him. But he told me he always found good homes for his kids. Oh, Janeen, my baby. We're all each other has now. Oh, please, come with me. Let me try and make up some of the wrong I've done for you. Oh, Janeen, Janeen, please. Please come.
I'm going back home. Jimmy, I know now that I can't live out there forever. But just let me have some time by myself out in the swamp, please. With them knowing where the house is, I won't be able to stay out there for long anyway.
Don't you worry, honey. Where they going, they won't bother nobody for a long, long time.
Hey, Cutler, what do you mean by that? We ain't done nothing.
We'll see about that. Just so happens that Leif Turner's woman arrived over at the snake farm just about time you boys pulled away from over there. About 5 minutes before she found him tied up and dead in a pit. Guess you fellas just ain't too smart. Let's take him in, Tom.
I've just got to think all this over.
Honey, I understand. Your first day in civilization hasn't exactly been the pleasant side. But there is one, and you'll see.
I know. I trust you and Ben. I'll be back out later. I promise. Don't worry. I'll bring this here boat back. Then maybe you can make me a deputy.
A deputy? Yeah.
Have you heard the song the home folks sing who live near Waycross town? A will-o'-the-wisp lives in the swamp where people die and drown. A girl, they say, with flaxen hair, with skin like golden cream. She floats above the slips and sloughs in the midst of a swamp man's dream. Swamp girl, run away. But you'll not stay, there will come a day when your heart will say it's time to go, when your heart will tell you so.